imagine living in a time period where you couldn't love who you wanted to love? You and your significant other are given weird looks when you're seen holding hands or showing any kind of affection to one another. Oftentimes you are verbally or physically assaulted, and don't even bother coming out because most likely you will be shunned. This is what many gay men and women had to live through, including Barbara Giddings, who had become one of the most famous and well-known gay rights activists. Barbara Giddings dedicated much of her life for fighting for gay rights, and her hard work is the reason why gay men and women have the rights that they do today. I learned about Barbara Giddings in my high school class in history. In this class, I was able to learn a lot about her and her immense work in the movement, and is the reason why I wanted to celebrate her in my commemorative speech today. For the next few minutes, I'll be talking and celebrating about Giddings' life from her early work in the gay rights movement and the organization that she created. Then I will be going over and celebrating the changes that she brought to society and the impacts that she had on it. And lastly, I will be celebrating her well-deserved awards that she earned for her hard work. First, let's celebrate her early work in the gay rights movement and the organization that she created as well. So even before the gay rights movement and the Stonewall Rebellion of 1969, Barbara Giddings was a large figure in the fights for gay rights. She was extremely vocal and visible during a time period when very few gay men and women would dare come out in private, let alone in public. In the 1950s, gay activism was just beginning, and Barbara Giddings explains herself in the 2015 article for the LGBT Civil Rights Movement website, saying that there were scarcely 200 of us in the United States. It was like a club, we all knew each other. She took part in protests all around the country, including the White House, on issues like equal working rights for gay men and women. And in this image taken by Nancy Tucker in 1965, it shows Barbara Giddings along with other gay rights activists at a protest against discrimination against gay men and women held at the White House. Giddings' passion for this movement led her in 1955 to found the New York chapter of BLITIS, the first national organization for lesbians, in San Francisco. One of the organization's goals was to push for more integration of the homosexuality into society, according to Marcia M. Gallo in her book titled Different Daughters. This included the push for more social spaces where lesbians could meet, instead of places like bars, which was the most common place during this time period. Another one of its goals was to educate lesbians and other gay men, and they did this by pushing for libraries to start carrying the appropriate books for gay men and women who were beginning to question their sexuality. She was instrumental in getting many libraries to start carrying gay literature as well. She played a big role in the American Library Association by getting them to carry positive literature about homosexuality. So I will now be celebrating the changes that she brought and the impact that she had on society. So with the milestones that Barbara Giddings was creating, she kept up the fight for equal rights. She was able to change society's views around gay people and the stigma that surrounds them. So the American Psychiatric Association, which was the largest psychiatric association at the time, considered homosexuality a disease, a mental illness, and as a sickness. And as a result, harsh treatments were given for gay men and women. In the June 2018 article for Out, Dennis Hismans explains, in the 1970s, shortly after the Stonewall riots, Giddings helped with petitioning the American Psychiatric Association to change its stance on homosexuality. And in 1973, the APA withdrew its definition of homosexuality as a mental disorder, which was huge. This was a huge milestone in the gay rights movement, with one of the biggest associations changing their views on homosexuality. This was sure to change people's views and society's views as well. So lastly, I will be celebrating Giddings' well-deserved awards that she earned for her hard work during the gay rights movement. Barbara Giddings was one of the biggest influencers for positive change during the gay rights movement. And she leaves behind one of the greatest legacies. Because of all Giddings' hard work in the fight to make literature more available, to people in the gay community as well as other people in society. She received an honorary membership award from the American Library Association. And in addition, the Free Library of Philadelphia named its gay and lesbian collection after her. And in 2006, she received the first John E. Fryer MD Award by the American Psychiatric Association. This award was the association's first civil rights award ever and was given to her because of the significant impact she made on the mental health of gay men and women. Barbara Giddings unfortunately passed away in 2007 in Pennsylvania at the age of 75. Giddings' hard work and her determination to bring change is why she leaves such a huge legacy behind, and is why gay men and women have the rights that they have so long deserved. Her efforts are why she earned the nickname the Mother of the Gay Rights Movement. If it weren't for Barbara Giddings, gay men and women may still be facing mistreatment and may still be viewed negatively by society. They wouldn't have as many equal working rights, there wouldn't be as much literature made by or made for gay men and women, and they still may be viewed as mentally ill. Thank you for your time.